Camera A. What's up, y'all? Look at this. Whoa, right? Pretty crazy. Still sick. Still feel like, I don't even know. Just don't feel good. But that hasn't stopped us before, and it won't stop us now. And it will never stop us. Alright, camera C. Camera C. Alright, you're not gonna see me for a second. Oh wait. Wow, that tracking on that camera is insane, yo. Pottery Sunday, Ebo. What's up? Did you see the tracking? Oh, hold on. I don't think it's on my face anymore. Come on. Okay, hold on. There we go. Pretty crazy that it can do that. I think realistically I should lighten it up just a little bit, but the problem is that I have thanks, bro. The problem is that I have, watch this, Ethan. So I walk all the way over here, it tracks me, right? But the thing is I don't have good lighting in front of my setup. And so since I don't have good lighting in front of my setup, I feel like it loses my... Oh wait, where the heck is it looking right now? Bro, not down there. I feel like I'm like... Hold on. There we go. Yeah, that works, okay. But do you see how like the lighting, but if I change the ISO too low, I feel like it loses my traction. I think I just need to get a light for right in front of my face here. Pretty cool though. Oh yeah, I gotta start the whole thing. So camera A. Camera A. We got Jesus. Mother F. What the heck is this? Got a little wire up there that tried to take me out. Alright. Oh! Watch this too. There's so much stuff going on now, I forget to do things. Green on. Okay. So I think I probably should have done, I think it's okay now. I think I'm in a good spot now where the camera isn't kind of getting all messed up and stuff. And I wonder if I could make this kind of look a little bit nicer too, but I think I got the green screen in a better situation than what we had yesterday. So I'm gonna just keep on cruising and we'll see where things go today. I got 3 pots for you guys today, so I'm gonna get right into that. I'm gonna, fair warning, my button on my pants is broken. So if you see that my pants are unbuttoned, just ignore it, okay? Anyway, thank you guys so much. All right, let's wheel. Oh, look at that, I kind of screwed that up. Here. I wonder how I reset this camera. I wonder if there's just a reset button. Oh yeah. Look at that. Reset position. Hello. Is it tracking me? Yeah, it is. Still trying to get through it and figure out how I'm gonna get it to work properly. But I think it's kind of cool. Somebody said hello. Hello, Isaac. Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna swap over to, alright, camera C. Alrighty. So we got one more lump of clay to get out of our little wet box. And then today, I gotta make some, I just gotta prepare all my clay over there so then I can keep on throwing. Again, the clay will be a little bit soft, so the forms aren't gonna be too crazy today. Soft clay prevents and stifles like the sculpting on the wheel. So that's gonna be a problem. Here we go, we're just wedging this up. I gotta push this more against this wall. We're gonna think like somebody's getting murdered or something down here. All right. Okay. There we go. I guess we can get kind of into it. One thing I gotta do is I gotta get rid of the juice in here quick. Okay. Oh yeah. Just so then we don't, you know, we're not messing around with more clay. We have more other things here. All right, I'm gonna go over here quick so we can get my thing back clocked on to me. Is that not tracking? Maybe I do need to turn the light up a little bit. No. Dang, it's so sad. Looks like I have to turn up the ISO a little bit. Sorry, the quality's gonna be a little bit different. Which one is it? I can't even tell. There we go. Now I'm locked in. I think I can get it to be better one of these days. It's just gonna take me a little bit. Aw, thanks, Ethan. Happy Easter to you too, brother. I'm gonna move this over here. All right, camera A. Oh, goaded off. Goaded off. Goaded off. Why is goaded off not working? Goaded off. So sad. Alright. So here we go. Camera B. Alright. Oh. It's not even on the thing properly here. I think I gotta get a voice command set up to reset the camera so I can get the tracking on it better. Because I think what happens is when I face away, I lose tracking. Like, I think the camera's freaking out right now. It's just like spinning around. It's just so funny. Alright. But again, we're just going to be centering this clay here. Going up underneath. Nice. Look at that. Up underneath. Right? We could probably turn up the music a little bit. I know you guys can't really hear it, so. We're embodying the pottery demon today. All right. Up underneath. I don't have my sponge. Ah, there's my sponge. Okay. Fist down. And always keeping our body like locked in. There we go. So now we have it centered. Is there another song coming on here in a second? Oh yeah, it's coming. dun, dun, dun. Open up the clay. Pushing this down. Did somebody say something? Hold on one second. Okay, here we are pushing this up, going right up underneath, taking that clay, pushing that in, little llama pull, get that volcano. Great, awesome, go down. Take your knuckle, push it on this bottom edge, slowly bringing that clay in. We still messed up a little bit on the bottom, so we got to do one more little knuckle pull on the bottom here to get that back cooking right on center there. Because sometimes if you don't get the bottom like kind of nice and respected, it's going to kind of go a little bit too wonky, right? And so here we go. Knuckle on the bottom edge. We got a little bit wonky, but it's in a better spot than it was a second ago. That's for sure. Okay. And so I think right now we can do one collar. You can see how the collar kind of still knocked it off on that bottom edge. But we're going to be nice. Push the clay down here. And we're just doing an equalizing pull, not for height. And then we'll end off on one pull for height. And then that's how we're going to end this pot off here. Alright, one more. Maybe it would be nice for you guys. Camera C. Camera C. So you guys can see my computer, but not me. That's so funny. Here, I'll get my hand over here and I'll reset it on me. Ah! All right. Okay. So I gotta walk back this way, right? So then it tracks me sitting down. There we go. Look at that. Okay. So I'm going to go to the bottom here. If you look on this top one up here, all I'm going to do is this is, you know, ideally you would actually just stop here, right? Like in a perfect world, you're kind of done and you would just trim off this stuff. But I always like to kind of push it a little bit and see how far I can take the clay. And if it fails, you know, it fails. And we always thank the clay. Thank you, clay, for this bump. And we will go on a quest to the top of the vessel here to create a nice cylinder. But for me, all my cylinders, you know, they always start off as like the little volcanoes, and you keep bringing in that base, and you bring in that base, and you bring in that base. And watch this. All right, camera B. Camera B. There we go. Oh, I took my eyes off the clay for a second. That's okay. You can see where it's on that top edge where I got a little bit too thin. But there you go. You got your pole cooking up here. And I'm going to push this down a little bit. Alright, and if I'm looking on the inside, you know, there's some water in here, so I got to get some of that water out. Get that out of here. Also, I want to make sure I get my... I want to get sure... Camera A. I just want to make sure I have this because I can't see people's names when they're... It's like I'm playing basketball. You always got to keep yourself between the player and the hoop, right? Or something like that. I actually suck at basketball. So funny. Okay. Alright, camera... I guess we'll go camera B. Yeah, it works. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Oh, we kind of messed up that one. And usually with these tall ones, you gotta be careful because they want to collapse way too much. And so we're just gonna be nice. It actually didn't even want to collapse properly. So we're gonna manually do it. Come here. Wow. We let go. And so sometimes realistically what happened there is I went too thin on the top, and so when I was pulling out, it wasn't creating any tension, right? And so what I want is that tension to be created, so then it wants to naturally come down. But sometimes, especially with like hard clay, even though this is soft clay, so it's kind of weird that I did it, but I went too thin. But with hard clay, it really doesn't want to move, you know? All right, here we go, a little bit of water on this edge here. Camera C. And so you can kind of see what I'm doing on this bottom edge over here, just a little bit, right? I think this is a cut one. We're gonna cut on this one. Okay. Here we go. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're gonna leave it at 5, and we'll do something. Instead of trying to force a 6, we're gonna leave it at the 5, and we're gonna make something happen there later on. So curly's up, and so camera C. Oh, I'm already at camera C. Camera B. Camera B. Dude, is that Guts? Guts in the Berserk armor in the background? Oh my gosh. Here we go. Yeah, I haven't gotten to the Berserk armor part of the series yet. I feel like I was reading it a little bit ago, and then all of a sudden I kind of fell out of it, and I can't figure out where I left off, and I don't want to spend like 20 minutes like looking for where I left off at, you know. I think I have other things I'd rather do for right now, but one day I'll get back to it. Anyway, look at that. Pot number 1 there. Little demon, little demon. All right, we'll set this guy over here. Camera C. Again, one of these days I think what I probably should do is instead of having it track me, maybe I should have it like, you know, I should have this thing, what's it called? What's the word even I'm looking for? Oh, have direct spots where it just automatically wants to shoot off to, right? Because I have to kind of walk weird, and sometimes the tracking is pretty good though. I think it's just me with all this headset and stuff, it looks a little bit funky. Okay. So camera A. Camera A. We'll take this off here. Okay, here we go. Camera B. Alright, look at this, push that up. We're gonna go back down to the bottom, push it up. Oh, the microphone just gave the clay a little kiss there. And you got one more, but when you do this, you're gonna see that it's gonna wanna get really wonky really quick. Push it out forward in front of you a little bit, right? And then you can just go up straight from there. That's how you get it so it doesn't go completely off. And then when you're doing this, you can tilt it. I mean, you can get it pretty wild, right? But we only just want it up on this top, and then a little bend, and then whenever it starts to sort of jut out at you, just lower your hand a little bit faster, catch where it's bending, and then right when you get to the bottom, this is when you're pulling up with this hand, almost. And look at it, just propel that up, right? And you can go back down with one hand. And then you see where my elbow's at? Clamped into my hip, right? That's how you're doing it on the bottom of that part there. And then here we go, fist over top. And when I'm doing this, I'll show you. Camera C. Camera C. So if when I'm doing this, if you look here, like this, and the way my hand is over top of it, I'm pushing this down. And I always say it's like a chainsaw. I'm pulling it towards my palm here, right? And that's what's allowing me to get on center. The positioning of this hand's important. Think of like a horizon, and there's the sun setting. You almost want to have your hand be that river or that lake or whatever it's the sun setting over the horizon, you know. Push this down. And then we'll go camera B. Camera B. Thank you. Okay, look at that. I'm pushing this over. We'll push this a little bit more over again. Hand up underneath. Pull this up. Look at that. Okay, we got one pull there. And I didn't want to go too thin, but I did kind of go a little bit too thin on that bottom edge. This pot's not going to be nearly as tall as the other one, right? Just because this is less clay. This is probably like 3.3 pounds. Where the other one was probably 4.1 or 4.2, somewhere in that range. Okay, right down at the bottom here. Wait for that little bump. Remember, the bump is a gift from the clay. We don't want to go we're already too thin. Like, you can feel it being way too thin. So we're going to do a collar quick. Went really narrow on this collar. We're down at the bottom. Push this clay down at the bottom here. And this first pull that we're doing is an equalizer pull, so it's not even for height. And then we'll do one more after this. So we're really just trying to maintain like a nice cylindrical form here on this pole. And we're going back down. Oh, did somebody say something? Hold on. Oh wow, so many people are joining. That's crazy. I think there's one person in here now, but it was just kind of interesting. I saw a bunch of people join. I feel like Instagram it's kind of cool to like just say hello, stop in for a second and bounce. I feel like it's not really the platform for people to like want to like sit down for like 30 minutes and watch somebody throw, you know. But maybe I'm gonna be wrong one day. And again, you got this little bump, you say thanks to the clay. Okay, we're going to take this, and we're going to get some of this water out of the inside here. Okay. Alright. Camera C. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got 5. Probably should have done a 6, but we'll see if we can get a 6 in. I don't think we can. That's okay. Okay, here we go. A little bit of water on this edge here. And again, it didn't collapse, man. I'm going too thin on this top edge. It did kind of dip inward. That's kind of cool looking, but I want it to be like totally collapsed in here. That works. Alright. Camera B. So you guys can see what happened here. So the cool thing about this form is that like sometimes it helps support itself. Like you wouldn't be able to really get some of these underhangs without it like supporting itself, right? And so these little tendrils, they fold over on the inside there and they end up supporting that exterior. And the same thing, Like, here, watch. Camera C. Camera C. If you look, this little ring on the outside is laying down, so it's keeping that up because it's being supported by that spiral there. So it's kind of a cool little form that supports itself. Like, even though it's very much a sculptural form, it also has some cool functional mechanisms built into the pot. Alright. Camera B. Somebody asked us a question. Let's see what they had to say. I make throwing videos on Instagram too. I was talking to a friend about starting a Twitch channel because it's more focused on streaming. Do you use Twitch or any other platforms? Yeah, so I use I got hair in my mouth, but I use a what's it called? YouTube, but I stream vertically in YouTube Shorts. Sometimes, I mean, I'm like a big time gamer boy, and so like when I first started streaming, I was thinking of like them being like a normal horizontal format, but then I was like, that's because the mechanics of gaming have built up that sort of system of a horizontal stream, right? And so I was like, well, you know, maybe I got to try something new. So I decided to stream to YouTube, but YouTube Shorts, and then I streamed to Instagram, and so I'm streaming at the same time there. I don't know, I feel like Twitch, like, I just don't think it's my place. I think I tried to make a Twitch account, but I don't know. There's something I always dreamed when I was a kid about doing some crazy camera C. I always dreamed as a kid about doing some like crazy. I'm jealous of your tech and camera setup. Thanks. You know, it actually took me a long time to set it up, though. You know, like I can't even explain to you how much time it took me to like sort of procure everything and figure it out and all that stuff. It's kind of I don't even want to think about it. But yeah, I mean, I don't really buy too much things other than clay. So it's like clay, food, and then I'm like, well, all the other money, I'll just save it and invest it in my dream here. So nothing too much else. You say something again? Let's see. Well done. Thanks. All right. All right, here we go. Camera B. Whoa. Green off. Sorry, the green screen tried to take up. Down, under, pick it back up. Nice. Pick it back up. We don't want to go too much. Chill. I always feel like he's running across the edge there or something. Fist comes down. This music's from Elden Ring. I'm noticing all these quotes. I don't know if anybody here has played Elden Ring. Love that game. Okay, here we go. Push this down a little bit. Somebody asked me another question, it looks like. Dun, 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 dun. Max says hello. Ooh, Nolan. Freaking painter, man. Dude, your recent painting, dude. That thing's next level, for real. Congratulations, that's got to be an exciting moment for you. I feel like once you, like, things start coming around and you start to, like, really, like, you know, think through some ideas and let them bake and let them marinate for a little bit in the fridge, and then you pull out the good old paintbrush and then make something crazy, that's got to be a nice feeling. Also, I played a game of CS:GO last night, and I just hated it, and I'll never play alone ever again. So one of these days, you're gonna have to carry me. Okay. So down at the bottom here, just put your knuckle over top, and I'm bringing that in. And again, we're trying to just make these little volcanoes, right? The more volcanoes you make, the better and more cylindrical your end product will be. Again, we don't want to go too thin, and I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, well, I got one more knuckle that I got to push on this bottom here to get this clay kind of inward, but then after that, I got to make sure I do a nice collar here. And when you're at this bottom, just go slow, guys. You know, embody your inner slug, slowly pushing this in. There's going to be parts where this clay is going to want to kind of knock you off, right? But just overpower it. The clay is not going to be stronger than your whole body. Did you say something? Somebody said something, I think. I feel like that's my next thing I got to figure out. Oh, no way. Michael's in here? I love letting ideas marinate. Simon and Carl say hi. They stole my rent money. You guys are so funny. Oh, dude. I love you guys so much. Oh my lord. That was such a good time in history, yo. Alright, here we go. We're going down to the bottom here. And you gotta imagine, right? The top of the pot is getting away from Simon and Carl, right? And so we gotta get there, guys. We can't let them steal our money any longer. Here we go. Oh, guys! We did it! We escaped the grasp of Simon and Carl. Alright, now we gotta do one collar here. And so when I'm doing this, I also gotta make sure I'm going in at that base right away. And then you gotta see, you want your what is it called? Your collar to feel like a pole. Like, look how drastic that collar is, right? You just gotta go slow, calm, cool, and collected. And you can really get a nice pull for height almost out of your thing. Here, somebody else said something. Let's see what they say. Jason says, yo. Aw, thank you, Michael. I appreciate it, bro. Alright, here we are. One more on the bottom here. And then this first pull that we're going to do, this is just to get the clay walls equalized, because it's going to be a little bit thinner and a little bit thicker on this bottom here. So we're just trying to equalize. So you can see we're not going to gain too much height out of this pole, but we are going to make it way more cylindrical. And there's almost like a little notch in between my middle and my pointer finger that I'm just dragging that clay through. And that's what helps me get that cylinder, you know, nice and prepared. I guess we will just go for it now. I feel like any thinner, I've been going way too thin on some of these recently. But we'll do something fun on this one. How about we start at the bottom? Slow down a little bit, guys. Spiral. And then we pause, right? And then when we pause, we're going to let it rotate a couple times. And then what it's going to do is it's going to cut off and make us a new spot. And so you can see how that bottom has a nice little spiral, really bringing some intention. I think sometimes when I make my collapsed trees, intention gets thrown out depending on how much that collapses. Like if we look at that second one, you know, just really not that crazy of a pot, you know, where the first one has a way more strong breath because that twist and that collapse is happening higher up. And so this is kind of like in the same way, we're just raising up where that collapse is going to happen. And so here we are slowing the wheel down again, even slower. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and whatever you do once in ceramics, first I want to make sure I get some of this water out of this bottom part. Whatever you do once in ceramics, if you want to emphasize it, you do it again, right? So watch me emphasize, 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 right? And so now when we go to collapse it, it's really going to want to collapse right down on that center there. And so here we go. Take a deep breath. Here we go, guys. start putting your fingers out a little bit. And look at it collapse down right on itself. Make sure your fingers are spread out wide. It looks okay. And here, camera C. Camera C. And so you guys can see, hold on, let me get my flashlight. So if you look on the inside here, you got a nice little spiral. I love the vortex. I love how this rim ends up becoming this almost this framing device for this vortex that's happening on the middle. Really, I think that a lot of times as potters we forget that, you know, the bottom or the interior of the pot is also just as important as the exterior. And I think a lot of people just think that, you know, they're gonna fill that up with coffee, with cookies, with all sorts of things. My pots aren't gonna be filled up with any of that, right? So I'm gonna fill it up with some more intention of the form, right? So there we go. Camera B. Taking up right on this bottom edge. And you're gonna see this kind of wanting to take some of this little chunks up, right? We just gotta make sure we gotta get some of that out of here. Nice, okay. Again, go right up underneath. And then we gotta do one little pull. And for me, you know, this was a big turning point for a lot of my pottery was like, yo, look at this bottom edge. Hey, that's thickness, oh, I'm gonna cut it off. No. This is potential, guys. Everything that we have, all the clay, every move that we make, that's all adding or taking away potential on the pots, right? And for me, I want to figure out what I can do with that stuff, right? That's the thing that excites me. Okay, so here we go. And I want to make these kind of longer, so we're going to go a little bit longer on these tendrils here. Okay, there's one. 2. Nice. All right, 3. Nice. We got 4th. Nice. So we got a 4 tendril. You always got to wipe our hands off on the pants here. We're going to take each one of these tendrils. I got to make sure I don't get got my hair stuck in one of the tendrils the other day, and it wanted to rip it and cut it off, right? It's like using my hair as a wire tool, which could you imagine one day when my hair gets long enough, instead of using a wire tool, I just pluck a strand of my hair out of my head to cut a pot off the wheel. I feel like that'd be like, what a legendary demo that would be. People would think I'm crazy. So get these tendrils up there. Look at that, guys. Taking this one up here too. Really baking some personality into the pots here, guys. Look at that. Oh, dang, I pushed my microphone on the top, so it's not a perfect circle no more. That's okay. Doesn't need to be. All right. Green on. I'm on the wheel now. It's about to get real on the wheel. I always thought about doing a podcast where I have another person here and we're just talking about pottery, and I call it Hot Off the Wheel, but we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I feel like if I'm looking at this one here, top is a little bit numb. I'm not feeling too much from it. Maybe I'll give that like a 3, okay? Now we're going towards the middle. I thought the twist was good on the interior. I got something cooking up in there. The vortex looks nice, so I'm gonna give that maybe like a 5. If we go to this bottom part here, look at those tendrils. Those tendrils are really launching up towards where that spiral is happening. I think that's pretty cool. I'll give that maybe like a 6. Anyway, this pot's pretty cool. I'm gonna go get ready for the thumbnail, but thank you guys. I'll see you there in a second. Camera C. Green off. Green off. Oh wait, maybe I should do camera A. Camera A. Goated 3.
There's no going back. You've changed things forever. And why do you want to kill me? I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? No, you complete me.
Give me one more chance, I'll fight. Let me put you in the side. I ain't got no time for you. I ain't shit, live a life. I don't wanna be a bicycle guy. I fly so high, you can see me. I just wanna live a life on high alert. If I fucking feel it, then I fucking bird. If you try to fuck with me, I'll fucking put you in the dirt. Hit the gas, bitch, I'm out. Look a bitch, keep it bird, keep it bird. How you talking to me? Oh shit, I'm the kid's better run for the scene. Big beers, singing what do we eat? Hey, crazy, not a way, cause you know I'm slick. On me, I'm just smoking and green. Keep cushion looking, I be hitting the weed. All we, I be laughing at me. All we, I be laughing at me. Ain't nothing even topping what I'm talking about. We be mobbing in the street with artillery now. With this shit, we be dropping and they popping a smile. I'm a pussy fucking bitch up.
Damn, I didn't have it done in time. Sorry, guys, but for me, I thought this looked crazy. All right, look. So this green Menards bucket ends up allowing this pot to just float in the air. How freaking cool is that, right? I thought it looks epic. Okay. So I guess now you can even see the Menards name. That's so funny. All right. Camera B. It's too far. Camera A. Camera A. I don't want to get rid of
There's no going back.
the weird thing in the background here. Yes, I'm still watching.
Why do you want to kill me? I don't want to kill you.
Oh, goated again? Chill out, goated. Okay. Green on. All right, so these are the three pots I have for today. I'm thinking the top one's definitely the worst, but it's floating, so I gotta praise the floating. Oh, the one over here, I think this one is realistically the best. It has a really good, nice form, and it looks really intentional, even though it has some really nice loose elements. And then whoosh, this one right here, right? Yeah, this one I gave this one maybe like a 4. I don't know. It has some cool elements, but they're not connecting like how it does on this one over here. But thanks guys so much for watching. All the best and strong mentality.